That's an interesting question. Are we hot? No, you turned it off. Hello? We do have a lot of individual fiefdoms going on right now, and that really is because I think the county manager who we have had for about the last 10 years probably lost interest, and he deferred a lot of decisions to the individual departments. They're not working together, and they need to work together in order to benefit us, the public, who they're supposed to be working for. We have, for example, the Environmental Stewardship Department has 15 people in it, and they never work with the Department of Community Development. That's crazy, because the Department of Community Development is supposed to be giving you your permitting license, so let's talk about environmental. The county council should be having more public forums. They should be having more public workshops on specific issues. I think that we need to have an open door policy. My understanding is that the county council does not keep regular hours at the offices that they are prescribed at the county council building. That should change. We should be available for questions, and when some particular issue comes up from a community, we need to have a workshop on it with all interested parties so we can work together and get through those issues.
Thank you for being concise with your answer. I really appreciate that, Stephanie.
You go next, Joe.
Fire away.
Okay, so engagement and communication, back to the first discussion, not only within the county but outside the county. I think it's important that we know that engagement looks different for different people. There are certain people who don't feel comfortable coming to a public forum like this and speaking out and using their voice because they may get pointed out in a room. They're not comfortable with that. So we have to make sure that the opportunities for people to engage are vast. Not everybody is tech oriented. Not everybody, myself included, really enjoys going to a Zoom meeting. I don't think that you get a feel for what's in somebody's eyes when you're looking at them on a screen. And I think most importantly, we need to create a better sense of engagement between the islands. Rick and I are running to represent, we're not working to represent Orcas, we live on Orcas. We represent all of San Juan County. And so it's important that if Stephanie's elected, I can look to Stephanie and say, Stephanie, I'm gonna come over to San Juan and I'm gonna hold a forum with your residents on San Juan. And I know that Stephanie's not gonna be offended by that. I want her to come over here and do the same thing with all of the folks in Orcas. So when an issue comes up, we're not turning our council chairs to the other councilors and saying, okay, you're from Orcas, tell me about this road project X. And the other council representatives are only getting their information from that council representative. Because the only way we can talk with each other is in an open public session. The two of us cannot have it, Stephanie and I cannot have a conversation. So it's important that we are out on Lopez, on Shaw, on Waldron, on Decatur, which by the way, we're doing forums at all of those. Actually talking with the citizens, even though we don't live in that neighborhood. And I think that alone is going to increase the public confidence in the decisions we're making.
Thank you. Transparency is probably my number one plan for what we do in the county, and I think I did a really good job of that when I was in council. I don't know about the current council, but I had hours every week, and I make a pledge to everyone here that I will return an email or phone call within 24 hours. I'll meet you in person anywhere. I had hours at the senior center for like the first 4 months, and no one showed up the first 4 months I was there. So I kind of closed that office and gave it to another employee. But I'll go anywhere. I can be anywhere in the county within an hour and a half. I have my own boat. I'm doing shots on Waldron next weekend. There's been Shaw a bunch of times in the last 2 weeks. It's really easy. You just have to ask and reach out. I also think we need to do what's called community conversations, and we did them back in 2013. As we run into new budgeting scenarios that may be straining with the cost of doing government, we need to ask the community what they want. We met in all the islands. We all got together, sat around in tables, and wrote down answers. That's the kind of communication we need. We need to have council meetings on all the islands. We usually try to do at least 2 out of San Juan each quarter, and hopefully we can do more if people want to do that. This interesting thing, when you're from an outer island and you work on San Juan, there's this weird perception that we're not the same as San Juan, and we need to change that. We need to be interconnected so everyone here feels like they have a voice. And if you guys want to have a meeting at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock or on a Saturday morning, I'm up for that. I just need the direction. I don't want to set up a meeting thinking I know what your schedule is, but let's work together to be transparent. And I've seen stuff in the last couple of years during council meetings that they don't even want people to send things to their council members, and that's ridiculous. You know, we all work for you. So, you know, I'm open to serve anytime you guys want and to get together in person, on the phone, or via email. Thank you.
Wonderful. You guys are all happy with that response?